But yeah, I pretty much just came on tonight. Wanted to talk to people about dating, relationships. Some, anybody that's watching it, if you're single and you want to talk to somebody that has, experience with marriage as well as divorce. You want to know why that maybe you're not attracting what you desire, or why you can't keep what you attract. Come holler at your boy. You know what I'm saying? I got some information for you. And yeah, so I'm just up here just doing my thing for a little bit. I was told I should have been doing matchmaking a long time ago. But
Yeah,
I
cause
don't know. I
it's
don't know.
like
Maybe it's my attention span, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, it's like it's no thinking outside the box. Sometimes I'd be like, "Are you with the right person?" Because it's like what that person want, the other person don't want, but you hear the other couple saying what they want. It's like so backwards right now.
Yeah. I think the problem is people know what they want, but
Hmm.
they don't care, or they never think about what the person they want. It's all about I want this, I want that. But in order to get what you want, you got to consider the other person. I think a lot of times now when dating, people aren't considering the person's needs that they desire. You want a man that work a certain amount of hours, or you want a man that make a certain amount of money. This, you know, uh, a man of a certain stature of value. Well, he has options, and what makes you the best option. And I don't think a lot of people really think about what makes you the best option for the person that you desire.
But I don't think a lot of the people that you talk about to me, they won't even fit into the caliber, right? Because even like with me going to some of them upscale places here or whatever, it's like a lot of these women don't fit. They're more of like of a hit it and quit it. And when I'm saying that, even with the women that I'm meeting that is of that standard, to be very honest, these women go for more of the average men. Because I'm like, y'all sitting there knowing that these men are in here like pulling out the black cards and they're looking for more of the thug in the room. And a lot of them say they don't do it, but they do. And it be the women, be the lawyers, cause it be the business women, it be them looking for the thugs in the room.
I think, and I think the reason why they do that is it's because it's just like dudes just looking for the 304. It's kind of like low hanging fruit.
Hmm.
So it's like, hey, this chick over here look like she might be about something going for herself. So I ain't really gonna holler at her, but I see this ratchet over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot my shot because it's easier. But one thing I've noticed, actually the crazy thing is I was telling one of the guys earlier on a different live. I went out last night and it was this chick, very attractive young lady. She walked past me like 10 times. And she was flirting, trying to get my attention. I noticed her the first time. But, I allowed her to keep flirting. I was like, what I'm saying, I like it. And then the last time she walked past me, she kind of tapped me on my back. She spoke and she kept going. But it was her and her homegirl. So her and her homegirl go to the bar. And I'm about to leave, but I see them at the bar and this dude is there. He done bought both of them girls food. He done bought both of them girls drinks, all that. He coming out of his pockets. I walk up to the young lady. She happy to see me. She on me like white on rice, cause I'm me. You know what I'm saying? And she happy that, what I'm saying, that I finally spoke to her. How about this fool gon' ask me, hey bruh, can you cover the tip? You been buying food and drinks for these chicks. I walk up, did my business. I ain't pay for nothing, and you want me to cover the tip because you spending money on these chicks.
that he probably couldn't afford.
And then the chicks, the chick that was talking to me, she started clowning the dude. And then her homegirl started low key clowning him too. And she was like, hey, let's switch information and I'm gonna hit you later. Now she was like, shit, we finna ditch old boy and get up out of here.
Mm,
But the thing is, you know, cats be spending money that they don't have,
yeah.
trying to impress women that not interested in them. And then the guys get mad. And my whole thing is like, you know, they didn't ask you to buy food. They didn't ask you to buy drinks. You volunteered to do that. That L is on you. And I try to tell cats, if the chick ain't showing you no interest, the chick ain't really into you like that, then don't start spending money. That ain't gonna make her more interested in you. And I think, I don't know if it's a lack of confidence where you feel like you gotta lead with paying for stuff or what. I've never been a type of guy to just be at the bar buying women drinks. I've never done that.
And I turn them down. Like, and so the reason why I turn them down because I don't never want. Now some guys, they'll do it and they just won't even say anything anymore. But I turn them down, and I was like, I have it, and sometimes, like I say, I offer them to get them a drink because some guys do think like it's okay for them to buy you a drink and they gonna want the conversation after. But yeah, I try not to do that because I feel and believe a lot of guys get used for that, and I don't like it. I just think about my own sons. I don't want nobody to do that to my sons, so I just think about a lot when I'm out and I'm around, men. I just have another respect level because of my own sons. So, and it's a lot of women just
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah, I've seen it even where, lesbian women will go out together
Mhm.
and dudes to be buying them drinks. Guys will be out buying these women drinks and spending money on them, and them girls go home and eat on each other. You thinking you really doing something, and these girls playing you, you know, and I guess I've never understood the concept. Even going to gentlemen's clubs, I never really understood those either. You finna go pay these women to get you aroused, and then you're gonna go home. I never understood that either.
That's why even when the conversations are being had, when they saying, "Is it okay for in a relationship that you have the opposite sex?" And I'm like, "What does it matter?" I say the women is just as worse as the men right now. So you'll be
Yeah, they
surprised you
are.
sending your so no. It don't matter right now. So I don't know why people even just getting to a point where if you can't trust your person to be that person, too bad because it's happening on both sides now.
Listening to conversations that you are a part of every day. Do you see that? Do you see the black community when it comes to relationships ever coming back together, or do you
No,
really think like at this point we cooked?
we cooked. We cooked. Everybody sound like it sound like it's so robotic right now.
Hmm.
And no matter how much I try to have any type of hope, and even when I try, like once again, to put myself on the front end and protect like they don't be knowing. I be trying to tell them like, shut up, you really talking too much. But
Yeah.
they, once again, I'm still getting to a point where, hey, yeah, it's just weird. The weird has become the new normal, and the normal has
Yeah.
become the weird. You're normal. You're weird because you do believe in hey, respecting. Hey, I want to be soft. It doesn't take all that. Now you weird for that. So no, it's cooked. No matter how much we're trying to find solutions to fix things, it's cooked because everybody's soft. If you listen to every conversation, almost every panel, everybody sounded like I be thinking I'm in some type of I be thinking I'm an alien at this point. That's how bad it is.
Oh,
And it's
yeah,
it's horrible.
it is horrible. And even when we talk about hold on one second. Even like the conversations that's consistently being had with education and relationships, and it almost sound like
Mhm.
is is the education helping or harming the black community? Because it seems like and even the stuff that he had y'all read today, that was deep. You
Mm.
know, that was some deep stuff. When you look at, and that's what I was trying to explain earlier. Back in the day, before the black community was quote unquote college educated, how were we able to actually amass a certain amount of wealth then that as a whole or as a collective we don't have today?
It's
It's a reason. Uh-huh.
it's keeping up with the joint. Like it was a time where we enjoyed like we were better. Like I say, our poor to people that our poor back then wasn't what people considered now what they look at as poor, right? We still
Right.
had it to a point where hey, we was okay. We was okay, every now and then you still wanted to be that stylish, but we was like comfortable. We didn't worry about so much till it just start getting worse trying to see the D-boy out here. But you did see that type of light. But at the same time, we still enjoyed life.
Right.
Enjoyment has left to the point where everything is, and they are
It's
working
like
to where if they have to even it's like you're sacrificing your kids at this point and they're not even looking at it like that anymore. We are sacrificing our kids to have that yacht right now, and that's how bad it is.
it's real bad when you hear, I don't know if that was another boy. This lady, no, it was on my other homeboy live. This lady went out, had artificial insemination to have a kid without a husband. And a guy
Mm.
says, so who watches your kids? And she was like, my kid is in school all year round. And my kid has a nanny. And it's like, so you had a baby, so you can't be a mother? Like, you're paying other people to do your duties and obligations as a mother just to say you have a child, but you don't have time for
Mhm.
it. You're at work. And, I ask, what do you tell this kid on, you know, when it's time for the fathers to show up to school and the kids say, where's my dad? What's that conversation going to look like? And the lady was like, I'm just going to tell the truth. You don't have a dad. I had you by myself. And I'm like, that kid's going to need therapy.
Mhm.
Like,
And,
it
mm-mm.
doesn't make sense.
And it's so bad because that's what I went to school for. I went to school for that. I don't, and just sitting through the classes and listening to these people. And if you remember back in the days around the Henrietta Lack, remember that her?
Yep.
If you
Mm-hmm.
kind of listen to a lot of them stories, how they never could figure out and how they tried to dissect the melanated mind, right? They never could figure us out why our bodies do such miraculous jobs that their bodies don't do. They can't figure it out till this day. That's why they like even you'll be surprised of I ain't gonna even say you'll be surprised of how they will really sell or take children just to see why our bodies do what they do because they don't understand. So when we are being trained in that frame of mind, we're not being trained to speak with black people. I ain't gonna say I hate speak with melanated people. Everything that we learn is to white people. It's nothing to do with us. So for you to go to therapy, they basically gonna train you to think like them, move like them, to have your somebody else doing the same thing that they do.
Yep. It's almost like, and when I hear a lot of these people talk, when you listen to their talking points, a lot of them are white supremacist talking points. And it's
Hmm.
like if you close your eyes you would think that that's a white supremacist talking, not a black person. What's going on, Lotus?
Hey, hello, how you doing?
How you
I'm doing
doing?
great.
Hello? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
what's
y'all
going
froze
on?
up. How you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm
Hey,
doing
baby.
good.
Two things. I heard Yummy. Like, I literally came up. I came up from another live because we was talking about some stuff. A black man came up here on the last live talking about how black women choose the bottom of the barrel, but white women like to choose higher up. So I got in a little bit of a debate about that, but I left that. I came on here. I heard Yummy's last statement. I heard one thing you said. You said something about white supremacy, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh
he
huh.
said that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So me personally, I never choose to call it white supremacy because there's nothing supreme about them. So what I like to say is white fragility because that's what it really boils down to a lot of times for me. So I just want to put that out there. And now I will
Already.
digress and let you guys speak.
Oh yeah, no problem. So yeah, we just up here talking about dating, relationships. You know, right now we're having an issue in the black community. Why aren't black men and women getting along? Why choosing not to get married? Why are we choosing them? To be at odds with each other. I always hear, people saying what they want out of the opposite sex, never really thinking about what the opposite sex want out of them. People talk about who they dealt with, who they've dated, but a lot of times we're not getting marriages. So this live tonight, we're talking about what, why aren't you attracting, or why aren't you keeping the person that you say you want? Is it you? Is it your expectations? Because we have to understand that the common denominator to every failed relationship is you. So what could you do better? Or it maybe it's something that you don't know that you're doing that maybe you can do better.
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying that I am me personally. I'm Dominican, Honduran, and black. My mom is Dominican, Honduran. My father's black. He's from North Carolina. He brought my mother over. My kids have a black father. So I've always lived on a different edge of, because y'all know how y'all hear how Dominicans be like, I know black. I've never I've never thought like that because of my father, what he taught me, um, and what he taught my grandchildren, well, my children, which are his grandchildren. But I will say this, though. I don't really think it has anything to do with our culture. I think what it has to do with is there's a lot of deep rooted sort like things in us that we have to deal with more things than any other culture does or any other race does, right? But also, it's really just a people thing. Are you going to be a good person? Are you going to be a good spouse? That's what I think it boils down to. I don't really think it has anything to do with who we are as a race. Are you a good person? Are you willing to hear your partner out? Are you willing to be there for your partner? That's what I think.
Because I always hear about what we, especially as Black Americans, what we deal with. The only thing is, coming out of slavery up into the civil rights movement, we was actually getting married and acquiring more wealth than we are today, where we have more freedom, more access to education, more everything. So how is it that we was able to actually get married, create families, and accumulate wealth when actually we had less access? Has access actually got in the way of our growth? Because it looked like
I
maybe
think
it
so.
has.
I think so because if you think about it, it's about trauma bonding, right? When you trauma bond, you connect with each other. You're there with each other. That's what was happening before. Am I making sense?
So are you saying people are trauma bonding now?
No,
or trauma
before.
bonding
I think
before.
we were more trauma bonded before, right? I think that as time went on, we got more freedoms. We were able to do whatever it is. You know, things got a little different, and you do have to realize that when generationally you are hit with these things, sometimes you're not raised the right way, and it turns into something else.
But obviously, when we look at then and now, whatever they was doing was a whole lot better than what we're doing right now.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
You know,
It,
so I
can I
always
say
look.
something controversial?
Go ahead.
For me personally, I wouldn't mind segregation again when it comes to certain things. I think we should keep our own communities. I think we should keep our own schools, our own banks. I mean, that's just me. I know people like to debate me on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I always say that actually desegregation was the worst thing that could happen to the black community.
I agree. I agree.
You know, but see, the thing is, that's when the conversation gets kind of crazy because then when you speak to the women, they say that honestly they was forced to be in a house. They was forced to be with a black man. They was forced to have a family. Everything was forced. It wasn't voluntary. So a
I
lot of
don't
women
think
look at it today as now they don't have to worry about being oppressed with a family and a husband. They can do everything on their own
what are you
because
talking
that
about?
because what they're saying now that they're able to get higher education, they don't have to be under the oppression of a husband. They don't have to raise kids. They don't have to have a family. They can do everything on their own.
Well,
This this is what this is
I
what's
have
being said now.
first and foremost, I was married for 8 years. If we're talking about oppression, you said the oppression of having children. I don't think that's an oppression. That is a gift, right? And if you have the right husband who respects you as a person, an intellectual person, somebody that knows what they're doing, it's not an oppression. A lot of times men try to seem like they are the hierarchy, which in a sense, biblically, I guess you are, but also the man is the head, the woman is the neck, though. We turn you left and right, and the children are the body. That's the way I feel, right?
Hmm.
So if we are going by that dynamic, there is no oppression, right? There's only an
Right.
oppression if your husband, if you as a man feel like you are just gonna denigrate or disrespect your wife just because you feel like you can. Now, if you really want to build a foundation, a true foundation, because if you build a house, right, you have to build that house brick by brick, but as long as that foundation is straight, you're good, right?
Hmm.
So build that foundation, which is what? The head. The rest of the house, children, the attic, the mother. Like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I think the see like kids are not a gift. I think hey, I love kids. Kids are a
Kids
gift to me.
kids are a gift. Do you have children? Do you have children?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I love my kids, man.
Look, I have a teenager and I have a 6-year-old daughter. And every time they say something, my daughter just learned how to whistle. And just
Okay.
2 years ago, she was asking me how to whistle. I said, girl, I don't know how to teach you how to do that. Today she was like, I could whistle. That was amazing to me. I was like, I gave her praise. I said, okay, baby. So they are a gift.
Hey, what's going on? 360 Smooth.
Yo, you know what? Homie down there, Joe, you need therapy. You good?
Yeah, yeah.
He
Joe
telling
good.
jokes.
That's
He's
my boy.
joking.
He'll be up in a minute. What's up, 360 Smooth? What you got?
Oh, I just saw the request. I'm not even familiar with what the actual topic is.
Oh, okay. So basically, what I'm talking about right now is dating and relationships. Uh, in short,
Hi, Ola.
what is the problem? What problems do you see right now in a black community? What's the problem that we're having with, dating relationships and the discord between a black man and a black woman?
At this point, I have to point out toxic feminism. And
Oh
there
my
is,
God.
sis, I didn't
Hold
interrupt
on,
you.
hold on.
You're right. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna shut up. You're right.
To that extent, I would say toxic feminism, and in particular with our community, we have our own specific brand of toxic feminism, black feminism. And
Okay.
I know it may sound ambiguous to just throw that out there, but let me clarify. So the prevailing thought that was promoted to our community is that men and women are equal. And
Okay.
that would be all good and fine if the women actually believe that. But they don't, they never have. You can't say that you believe in equality, but then you allow for exceptions, such as, yeah, we're equal, but if you're the man and I'm the woman, then the expectation is for you to do things for me that I'm never expected to do for you. You're expected to provide for me and protect me. You're expected to be my avenging angel. You are expected to lay your life down for me. As the woman, I'm not exactly required or expected to do the same for you. When it
Right.
comes
Right.
to parental rights, as the man, you have no default rights. The only rights you have are rights that are granted to you from the woman and from the state. When it comes to the woman, she is default parental guardian of her own child. And to that effect, we live in the age of my body, my choice. So you could want, as a man, you could want a child all you want. You could beg and plead to the stars fall out of the sky. But if that woman says, no baby for you, it's no baby for you. By the
Okay.
same token, if you said, I don't want this kid, I don't want it at all. And you beg and plead till the stars fall out of the sky. Guess what, buddy? In 9 months, you're getting a baby if that woman wants it. She has
Yep.
sovereign control over her body. She has sovereign control of what happens with it. And the typical toxic feminist rebuttal to that is, well, it takes two. No, it really doesn't. Because if it took two, then it would be two forms of responsibility, two forms of authority. There are no two forms of authority. The women and the women alone hold sovereign authority over that. So, to that effect, there are plenty of men who would truly, for all intents and purposes, meet women where they are when they talk about equality. But at the end of the day, the women really don't want equality. What they want is a pre-selected subset of the patriarchy that's already in place. Or rather, as my sister over there said, they want us to be the head, but they want to be the neck,
Okay.
which is a complete misunderstanding of that symbology in the first place.
No, it's not. But go
Yes,
ahead.
it is.
Okay.
Well, yes, it is. Because the whole implication of being the head is that's where the control is. So if you're going to say, well, the man is going to be the head, but we're going to be the neck, we get to turn him which way, then that means you're in the driver's seat. That means you're in control, which totally negates, nullifies the point of even calling him the head in the first place. That's the whole point. The point is to identify which person has greater authority to lead the couple, not him, not the woman, but the couple. Who is leading the couple? It's just like when you're driving a car. You're not both driving the car at the same time. The driver is in the driver's seat. But time and time again, when confronted with this, We get the cop outs. We get the goalposts moving. We get the nonsensical changes or the assertions to try to make it seem that something is a certain way that it really is not. So what the brothers are doing, the brothers are saying, you know what? We have been getting a crappy deal all this time. We've been getting all the expectations. We've been getting all the responsibilities. We've been getting all the standards while we've been relatively making it somewhat easy for the women to get with us. We don't even ask a whole lot from women anymore. We cook
All
our
right.
own food, we clean our own stuff.
Okay, cool. Hey, put a pin in it right there. We're gonna get back to you. We got a couple of new people. What's up, Shay? What you got on the topic?
Hey, how are y'all?
Oh, we doing great tonight. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna say
Outstanding.
that I agree with 360 Smooth. I can't really see his name, but I agree with that 100%. I'm a woman. I'm a black woman, and I can see how my quote unquote sisters act, and it's disgusting. They want something for nothing. Absolutely nothing. I grew up in a
Uh-oh.
time where you had to work. You had to go out and get it. That's what you were trained for. But these, I'm not gonna call them women. These bitches of today,
We call
they
them
don't even want to
hyenas.
work for it. Okay, I'm sorry. These hyenas,
Call them
they
hyenas.
don't even want to work for it. They don't even
Yeah.
want to work for it. I had to work to get my husband. I had to show him
Okay.
I'm not like other women. But unfortunately, my quote unquote sisters are like, yeah, but I'm the prize though. How? When?
Uh-oh.
Where? You got a vagina just like I do, and I don't think I'm the prize. So how are you the prize? So I agree with
That's a fact.
360.
You know,
Respectfully.
I try to tell women. I try to tell women. Every woman comes with a vagina. That's stock. Just like every car comes
All
with
of
a
us
set of
do.
tires.
All of us.
But at the same,
All of us women come with a vagina. Your vagina ain't special, bitch. It ain't
it's
special.
not
Mine ain't
special.
special. And
You
I'm married.
know,
Mine ain't special. And I'm married.
but it's special to your husband. And that's all that really matters. He found it
Okay.
special enough to say, you know what? I am going to dedicate the rest of my life to this beautiful vagina that Shay got because it's not just that, it's everything
Nah.
she is.
Nah. No, sir. No, sir. And I'm not
Okay.
trying to say this in a disrespectful way to your platform, but that is
No, no
not
problem.
what me and my husband agreed on.
Okay,
Respectfully.
okay. Well,
Well,
look.
you're equating women to just vaginas. That tells me everything I need to know about you.
No, we
No,
did not say that, ma'am.
no, ma'am. No, I'm not. I'm inflating women to what they present, and women
Nah.
present only their
See, that right
vaginas.
there was the
No,
toxic
hold on,
feminist
ma'am.
ideology
Hold on,
that
ma'am.
I was talking about.
If you're gonna cut me off, I'll cut you off. I don't present only vagina to my husband. I present who I am as a person. I present my loyalty. I present my characteristics. I don't only present
But you
Yeah.
just
vagina
said
because
that
I
every
know
woman presents a
my vagina.
vagina, except for you.
Hold on, ma'am. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, ma'am. Oh, okay. Are you good or
Oh,
I'm not
I'm
trying to
good. I just
interrupt
want
you,
to
but
know,
I'm
is it
also
just your
not going to
vagina
be
that is
interrupted.
top tier?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I didn't say that. I never said my vagina was top tier. I don't think my vagina is top tier. That's the difference. I know my
The fact that
vagina
you
is
equate all
basic,
women to
but
vagina is
hold on,
crazy,
ma'am.
and you're a woman.
You can't cut. Right. I am a woman. I'm a black woman, but I also understand that my vagina is not top tier. Is yours?
Right. All right.
Is
So what we
mine?
gonna
Here,
do?
let me ask again. Let me hold on, sir. Let me ask again. Is your vagina top tier over
I don't think
another
about my vagina
any
when I
other
think about
panel?
myself as top tier. What
Oh,
I
okay.
think about is my
Oh,
degree.
yep.
What
That's
I
what's
think
up.
about is the type of mother I am. What I think
Mm-hmm.
about is the businesses that I own. Then what I
Right.
think about is the job that I do. That's
How's
what I
that
think
working
about.
out?
You're over here talking
How
about
is that?
vagina.
How is
You're
that?
over here
How is
talking about
that
vagina
working
and
out?
equating every woman to a
Right.
vagina. So
How
that
is
tells me
that
everything I need to
working?
know about you.
How's
That's
that
all.
working out? Right. How is that working out?
We're cooked.
Hey, cooked. Hey, what's
Agreed.
up, Joe, man? Hey, I'm glad you pulled up, man. What you got on the topic tonight, man? Dating,
What's
relationships,
good?
marriage, and all this good stuff, man. What you got on the topic?
I think in any case with male or female, it's some, not all. You know what I'm saying? It's like 8.7 billion people in this world. 55% of them are females, 50% are men, so people got options. The problem is that select few of men and women who has these unrealistic expectations of everybody else is fucking it up for the majority of the population, and so everybody gets grouped in and confused with a certain few who have these dumbass expectations. But I think that them people living their best 30 seconds on social media is really fucking up the reality for individuals across the entire world, because that's not real shit, delusional.
It's a lot of highly delusional people in this world, and
Me and Fred go outside. Trust me, the same behavior that's showing on TikTok is showing outside. We outside.
Exactly. That's true.
We are outside. We are actually outside. That's why I say we are cooked. When I said we are cooked, when me and Fred, I mean, cool review. What you on here is cool reviews, right? We were talking
yeah,
about this earlier, right? So this is the thing. Everything is robotic. And I meant that. If you notice the way everybody talk, the way everybody move, it's like somebody have a remote control. I'm like, do you talk different? Do you walk different? What's unique about you? Because for you to sit up here with 50 other and 1,000 other women, I have a degree. I can do this. Okay, baby, you went to school. So what? Don't you know at the end of the day, you're a human? Give you your flowers for the degree. Then you go out here and get hurt. Can that degree get off that wall and carry you to that bathroom? Can that degree make sure you're okay at the end of the day and make sure you eat when you can't eat? So you're bragging about a piece of paper and a job that at the end of the day, if something happened to you, none of it's going to be there for you. They are forgetting they're human. That's why I said this is robotic and we are cooked.
and that's why some of us are grabbing our passport and finding it somewhere else. Men are problem solvers. And there comes a point where you get pushed to a point where you be like, you know what? I may have to if I can't find what I want here in enough time, then I may have to go somewhere else. And that's what a lot of men are choosing to do. And it's crazy, the same women that call you lame, that say you're not worthy, once you find a solution, they still not happy. It's like in a lot of
Who
ways,
cares? Fuck them women.
black women are the gatekeepers to black men's happiness. They have to approve for us
They're
to be
not.
happy. We have
No,
to go
sir.
through
They're
them.
not. They're not. Black women are not the gatekeepers of black men's happiness. I'm gonna have to disagree.
They're not. They're not. And that's the interesting thing about this. They
Respectfully.
are in the primary
Respectfully.
position to be,
Hmm.
but they mess it up. And a great example of that is honestly the exchange that we just saw just a few minutes ago between Shay and the other sister over there. Shay was coming across as a decent, honorable, respectful woman, and the other sister just kept interrupting her, kept trying to come with all this aggression and bitterness and this underlying misandrist kind of attitude. And then when challenged on it, the only thing that she could say is that she had a degree, which in a modern dating market means nothing. And the reason why it means nothing is because, well, off the top, men inherently don't share any of the benefits of whatever accolades a woman accomplishes. If she has that degree, okay, good. That degree signifies that she's regurgitated enough information and has been recognized as having been able to proficiently do so enough to where they recognize it. They give her a certificate. Okay, great job. That has nothing to do with a relationship. If a woman gets a great job with a degree, okay, that's all good and fine too. But it means nothing if at the end of the day, that same woman with that good job that she got with that degree has no intention of sharing any of her income with said man. Where if anything, she tells herself that because she has this degree and she has this great job and she's able to climb the economic ladder and get better jobs, that somehow she's entitled to some man who makes just as much, if not more. Well, that does nothing for the men. If anything, it just tells the men, okay, fine. I have this woman who presumably, if I ever get into a bind, she can take over and kick in and manage the finances until such time that I can get back in the game. But
I gotta disagree with
they
you
have
on
no
that one.
intention of doing that. If anything, they say, well, hey, dude, I came into this relationship because I thought you were a big baller. You lose your job, you get hurt or something, you can no longer perform that job. Well, it's been nice knowing you because I'm going to go and find another man, hopefully on your level or potentially better than you. No, I'm not in it for that.
Hey, Smooth, I disagree with you, bro, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Come
I
with it.
think the more, and this is the only reason why. Hear me out. The more money a woman makes, the more debt she has. Like I've dated women who had pennies and they didn't have a lot of debt. And then the more they go up in the amount of money they make, 200,000, 250,000, the more debt that they accumulate, whether it be trying to buy, $1.5 million houses, driving stupid ass, ridiculous cars and trying to put on this facade as if like the money you make is actually taking care of your lifestyle. And so that's the only part I agree with you. And I've never met a woman who makes a lot of money who debt to income ratio is extremely low. That shit be
Yeah,
high as hell.
I'll give you that, but I'm just saying, I don't see the disagreement. I don't see it. What are you disagreeing with?
Well, she can't take care of you. I mean, like if something happens, she can't take care of you. She'll be looking for the next man to help foot some of the bills that she's
Oh, I see
already
what you're
made.
saying.
Yeah.
No,
So
the point I was making is that if, let's say for instance, one of these women gets an MBA and she becomes a six-figure earner herself in her own right. I'm not talking about what she owes. I'm talking about what she's willing to contribute. Off the rip, those women are not looking to actually be a financial partner in a relationship. No, what they're looking for is they're looking for somebody who makes 100 grand or more. They tell themselves that just because they have this degree and just because they have this job, that they are entitled to a man on their level or higher. That's what I'm saying.
you're right. My little sister was like that too. She graduated with her master's, and I was trying to tell her, take this government job overseas so you can get that experience because you want to make six figures, so on and so forth. She didn't do it. And I was trying to tell her your degree is not worth six figures. Like your debt is six figures, but your degree is not worth any of that.
Well, I
So
gotta disagree a little bit because when you go down to the hood, these women are taking care of the men. So
Oh, the ones they
they,
complain about? The ones they
huh?
bitch and moan? You talking about the ones they bitch and moan about? The Pookies and the Ray Rays?
Yeah,
The ones
they
that
be
come
on
back?
the face stage.
Yeah, they come back and tell us that they did 180s on them and somehow they, they had all this great potential, but it just became unrealized. Meanwhile, when we actually investigate and ask some questions, we find out that, oh yeah, Pookie and Ray Ray, yeah, he's in his 40s, but he never had a legitimate job in his entire adult life. That he's spent at least 10 years of his adult life in somebody's penitentiary. That this dude has a history of smacking women and going to prison just for that. Or this dude was a street hustler, or he was a scammer, like that famous song talking about where my scamming ass niggas at. Yeah, he was one of those types of dudes. You know, we hear this all the time.
You know, one of the most dangerous people in the black community, in my opinion, is guys like this guy. What
Yes,
happened to that? What happened
yes.
to that guy?
Who is that?
That is the infamous Poppy Don. That is
What?
Poppy Don. He talked a whole bunch of bullshit trying to pander to women, making it seem as though he was one of those real men who does
He like
nothing but
me.
bless his women with all this money. Hey, sis, you want something? Yeah, don't worry about it. Put it in the bag because I'm a real man. Come to find out, he was beating the hell out of his woman with a ball belt.
And
And he
the
like men.
and the crazy part is, because me and him got into it on TikTok. Me and him got into it on TikTok, and I thought about it the other day. I was like, man, I haven't seen this guy in a long time, and he had a really, really big following of women, of course, like the Derrick Jacksons and all the other guys. And when you look him up, it's hard to find a lot of his content. It's hard to find any, a lot of his stuff now online. And I was like, man, this dude literally fell off the face of the earth. And yes, when me and him got into it, and other people, they were saying, yes, he was one of the men that he talked about. And even when you look at Derrick Jackson and these guys make a lot of money manipulating women, pretty much telling women to beware of them. And it's like, how do women keep falling? We seen preachers do it back in the day. We see these panderers do it now. How are these women in 2026 still falling for the banana in a tailpipe by these same guys that literally never hold them accountable and tell them everything they want to hear? How don't women at this point know that they're pretty much being scammed?
because
Well,
they want to.
and also, they are highly attracted to the scammer. There are so many women on this app who have confessed that they would much rather be the side chick. That they have full knowledge that this man has a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, and if anything, it's the fact that they had this significant other that made that man attractive to them. They have confessed this on this app.
They are desperate at this point. So all the stuff that people talk, they are desperate at this point. Let's be honest. They are desperate. Because a lot of stuff that these women talking about, I say, I don't see what y'all see. Right? I said, where are y'all hanging at? Because even when to go to the places that I go, I'm not having this problem. Y'all having problems because you don't think that a man could smell you. I literally meaning like when you're sitting up there just because you think you look good and you smell good, don't you know that man still it's something about you that a man, he's a hunter. When they say men are hunters, that vulnerability is smelt right through you. So even though you're sitting there with your legs crossed, want to put your hardest hard on, them men eat you up like a deer in headlights, baby. They are desperate.
Mm.
Well,
They're desperate at this
these
point.
women know that men give women a
But
lot
are
of
are
leash,
are
and they let them
we
hang
are
themselves.
we as women not just as desperate?
What I was talking about. I'm
Yeah,
talking about the women.
she's saying
No,
that the women are desperate,
I'm
but they're not
asking.
desperate.
I'm asking. Are we as women not just as desperate?
No, she's talking about the women. She's talking about the women.
We as a black woman right now, we are at the bottom. We are at the bottom. We are
Mm.
fucking desperate. Not
Yeah,
me, not me personally,
she's
but
saying that.
as a whole, we are fucking desperate, and we
And
can't get no man. It's not that we can't get a white man, we can't get an Asian man, we can't get no man.
and the
But
crazy
our
part
men,
is,
can
Oh, what?
our men can go and get other women from different cultures, backgrounds, and ethnicities. We are struggling.
But you
I'm not
know,
trying to be disrespectful. I'm sorry, ma'am.
the crazy part
Oh
is
no,
guys like him. He know y'all desperate. You know who that is, right?
Is that Derek Jackson?
Yes, it is.
That's Derek Jackson.
oh my
So
Right,
God.
now
right. He
he
right,
he know he could come on the scene looking like that, and all them desperate and telling all them desperate women, "Hey, straighten up your
right,
crown. You a queen. You beautiful. Don't lower
hmm
your standards." You know, he know they desperate,
right.
and he plays on the desperation. You know, and then what happens? You end up with this. He married, got a whole wife,
hmm
and got her looking stupid on social media because he done boned 5, 10, 15 of the women that follow him.
A lot of people don't know it, but I met Derek Jackson. I met him here in New Orleans at Essence Fest. And at the time, my wife, we used to kind of have a little back and forth between each other because she was supporting his content at the time while I was directly calling him out for his content. And at first, my wife didn't necessarily see what it was that I was pointing out. And when he came to Essence as a joke, she called herself trying to get me to go by his booth and have a conversation. And he wasn't there, but another lady was there who wasn't his wife. Let me put that out there. It wasn't his wife that was there. And the young lady asked me, why was I against him? And I said, point blank, that he is a panderer who is taking advantage of relatively weak-willed, desperate women by giving them a good sound ego stroking, flicking that old beam between their thighs, and putting on this persona of physicality when he's really a relatively small dude, and convincing these women to just buy his books and his coffee cups. And at the end of the day, the women were not getting any positive results. The only thing that they were getting was just that ego stroking and being told time and time again that anything that you do that comes with a negative outcome, well, it's not your fault, it's the man's fault. And what was the turning point for my wife was one day she saw one of his videos after the fact where he was talking about women's infidelity. And he outright excused women for cheating on their men, claiming that if they cheated on their men, that it wasn't a lapse in their judgment, it wasn't a lapse in their integrity, but it was a failing on the man's part to do what it would have taken to keep her a honest woman. And that was the line in the sand. My wife was like, oh, hell no.
So right now, Derek Jackson has 4.6 million followers on Facebook. Currently,
Wow.
he has more followers now than he did before he got caught cheating on his wife. This is a video he just posted 33 minutes ago. I want to check this out right quick. And that's not to say women who are in relationships or marriages or that get in these relationships quickly are just dumb. What I'm saying is intelligent women, they have the smallest dating pool because they have the least amount of tolerance for BS. Like an intelligent woman cannot stomach a man who can't teach her anything. And because she's intelligent, there are very few men who can. An intelligent woman can't tolerate a man that can't mentally stimulate her or that she has to explain every little thing to. An intelligent woman, she's the most likely to be insulted by a man who thinks that he can play in her face like she's dumb. So they ain't gonna last. And then add to the fact that, yes, she's intelligent, so therefore she gathers information and she acts on it more effectively than most, which means she's not gonna continue repeating the same bad relationship over and over again with a different man for years on end. She'd just rather be single. And then intelligent women perform better in the job market and have more successful businesses, so they're... This was 30 some minutes ago. The crazy part is, so is he saying intelligent women wouldn't put up with men like him?
I don't know, cause your wife is not intelligent, so I have no idea.
his wife was a diligent woman. That's one thing I think a lot of men had a great opportunity to see in her. She really and truly was that type of woman who stood by her husband through any and every storm. This woman sat with this man while he made her look like Boo Boo the Fool to the entire world. This woman sat up here and she covered his lies. She covered up his pandering. She tried to make it seem as though she truly believed in his message, which to a certain degree, she kind of sort of did, but lo and behold, he was the man that if she had taken the advice that he was giving to other women, she would have left him. And that was the true tragedy of that whole relationship. Even at the last part of it, when he had us sitting on that couch with that crazy looking bonnet on, embarrassing the hell out of that woman, trying to face down the cheating scandal, this dude still left the woman after that right there.
I
Even
disagree.
after that woman sat through all that humiliation, he had the audacity to leave that woman for one of his side chicks.
I disagree.
All right.
Okay, come with it.
So what's the disagreement? And then after that, I give my thoughts on it.
The reason why I said I disagree, because even as a woman, you can tell how a man is, right? She knew how trust and believe me, before she married him, she knew what type of man he was.
Okay.
And some women be thinking when you get with when you get with these men, you're going to change them. You thinking like you being a part of this man, are you giving him good coochie, or trying to cook the best meal that she was going to probably change his way of thinking. I put everything on the line when I'm telling you she knew how that man was.
Well, yeah,
He's the same man before she married him. Now she's married to him. She's saying that she can't change him, right? So she knew that.
She wasn't trying to change this man.
Yes, she was.
No, sis. Keep that. I'm gonna use your own point against you on this
Hold
one.
on, B360. Hold on. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. It's good whenever we're given perspectives, right? I understand as men. I do try to sit back because through your experience as a man, I have to kind of sit back and kind of be like, okay, I have to take that. But what I'm telling you, as a woman, to kind of just be and listen to Derek Jackson, you can tell that this man, the same man, what he's doing now, he was doing it before she married him. I'm
Yes.
telling you this. So what I'm letting you understand, whenever we women get men like this, right? And then we be in the presence of a man like that, as a woman, we want them. What keeps us together with them is hope. We hope they will change. We hope that what we do and everything that we are doing for them, that they will change and look at us to be monogamous with them, that they won't look at any other woman. So we do put ourselves in that situation, and through hope we keep there thinking they will change for us. But she knew that before she married that man.
Right, she did know. That's what I'm saying, sister. That when I say I'm gonna use your own point against you, that's what I mean. She did know exactly what kind of man he was, because it was him preying upon other black women that put food on her table. She wasn't trying to change this man. You're right. She did know exactly what kind of man he was. She knew he was a scumbag, but that makes her no different from so many other sisters that are attracted to these scammers. She was just one more sister attracted to a scammer, and everything was good and fine while he was spending that scam money on her food, her necessities, bringing her on trips, getting her all this clout as being the woman that was the strong woman that was standing behind her man. Yeah, that she knew. She definitely knew.
I think it's unfortunate, because she was a woman of God. That's what it seemed like. She was a woman of God, and it sounded like he drove her crazy. To the if y'all saw the videos that she was posting after all this mess happened, she went loony bin. Like she went ape shit. One thing is too, she was saying that she had found some of the videos that he was having with some of these sexual relationships, and she would try to recreate some of the things that he was doing with other women. She was, and she was doing everything she could to be with the women, be like the women he was sleeping with, and it drove her crazy. And it's just crazy how, and it's just, like me, Joe, and other guys, we all know honestly that if we lied to women the way they want to be lied to, it's a lot of money at the end of that rainbow.
Yes, sir.
We know, just like Tyler Perry, he's made $1 billion off of it, pandering to the lowest common denominator of a lot of women. And it's just crazy how no matter how many times we warn these women about these guys, they can't help themselves. Like literally, if I reinvented myself into a panderer, I could probably get 1 million followers. But it has to be a certain thing in these guys' heads that makes them, like, to me, this is not natural. It's not natural to just sit there. And even after you got busted being a fraud, you keep doing it. That is a level of crazy that
and that's what I'm telling you, Fred. Trust and believe me. And people don't understand this, right? I guarantee you one thing about dating somebody like that as a woman. Other women will warn you before you get with a man like this.
Yeah.
And once again, that's why I'm saying at some point we have to stop feeling sorry for some of these women, because in our heads, once again, if you lay with a dog, what you gonna get? Fleas, right?
Please. Yeah.
So even though you seeing and everybody saying we're telling you they're a dog, just because you don't believe there's fleas on side this dog, you still decide to lay with him. Woman of God or no woman of God, right? Trust me, you be warned about the majority of men you meet. You are warned about this. When we women have conversations, we get in our groups, just like y'all men get in y'all groups. They tell it, just like y'all men say, let me tell you about Keisha, man. We women get in these same groups. Trust me, she was warned about him being a dog. She just didn't want them fleas to bite her. And when they start biting her after she was warned, now everybody want to know. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't, because she was warned about that man. That's her fault.
Yo, why all the women of God got terrible discernment? Like, you think their discernment to be higher? They go to church every Sunday, they love the Lord, pray, they be carrying their Bible, discernment at 0. Just terrible.
Because them having discernment was always a lie in the first place. and I'm being very real about this. To say that, okay, one of the prevailing lies in the community is that women have higher emotional intelligence than the men. No, they don't. Because if they did, they wouldn't make the decisions that they make, which are primarily emotion-based. They wouldn't make such horrible decisions. I just did a video earlier today where a sister was talking about how the old folks used to give them information, telling them, keep your legs closed and keep your head in a book. Establish yourself and then go forth into the world. And she was blaming the old folks with that information for women being single mothers and getting out here, getting all this sexual experience, having all the fun, and then finding out down the line that all of that stuff got in the way of them getting married. But it was clear that these women did not listen to that information. They didn't follow the instruction. But they're steadily ready to blame any and everybody else for what they've poorly done. They have an ego trip problem. That's the source of it. When they find themselves in these relationships where they tell themselves that they can hope and pray that this guy is going to be somehow better with them than they were with somebody else. No, that's not hope. That's an ego trip. There's a rush that they get from it. It's just like a gambler trying to spend their last $20 hoping that they're going to get $1 million from it. It's a pipe dream. It's nonsense. They know better. But they tell themselves that if they could be that one who takes that risk and wins big, then they can go back and tell everybody that means anything to them. Oh yeah, this look at me, look at me, look what I did, look what I did. Yeah, I got the unattainable man. I conquered the savage beast. Okay, what's the
Well,
likelihood of that? What's the probability?
well, I got to get ready to go to bed because I got to get up at 5 and go to the gym. But I think what I want to do tomorrow night, I think I'm gonna do another live. I got to see if I can do it on here as well as on YT. Actually, I could do it here and then just download the live and drop it over on YT. But I actually want to do a live on the Derrick Jackson effect, and I want to talk about panderers and how they have successfully manipulated a lot of black women. And it's not just only Derrick Jackson, it's the Tyler Perrys, it's the mega preachers, it's the Dr. Umars, it's the people like that that has consistently ran game on black women. And then the men that try to help, like the Kevin Samuels of the world, they got demonized. And so I think I think I'm gonna do a live on that tomorrow night. So I'm finna take it in, man. I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. In the
Yeah.
360, Yummy, Joe, and I'm gonna pull up tomorrow night. I'm gonna try to anyway, and do a live tomorrow night.
At the same time,
I don't know.
you gotta give us a breather after we get off of King Live now. I be
Oh
having to
no, it's
breathe.
gonna be at night. Like my
Okay.
lives usually start around 8:30 p.m.
Okay, cause baby, you know, if
Yeah,
they're with them robots.
yeah. No, mine usually start 8:30 p.m. or
Okay.
later. It just I kind of got a short attention span too. But if the conversation is going, then I can keep going. And I'm off Wednesday, so I can do a live tomorrow night and really be on and really be able to to chop it up some more. So hey, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Yeah, it's almost midnight. I
Right.
got to go to bed.